Good morning. It's Jasiri o'clock, and we're here to keep you informed and entertained for the next hour. So if you're into fearless women, you're into bold truths and conversations that hold power to account, this is the place for you. Here on Jasiri, we don't just follow the news. We talk about it, we question it if need be, we challenge narratives, we amplify voices that are unheard, and we spotlight the stories that shape our nation, that shape our continent, and our lives collectively. So we're getting into the stories catching our eye.
But first, reality TV star and entrepreneur Tatcha is coming hard for young Nigerians. She posted on her X account, "Listen, my generation of Nigerians is the dumbest and most cowardly. Funny how we blame the ones before us for ruining Nigeria, but at least they had the guts to fight. Ex-President Buhari in his 20s was part of a coup fighting for what he believed in. But what's today's 20-year-olds up to? Japa. Believe me when I say we've not just failed the next generation, we've buried it. Young Nigerians back then were bold enough to insert themselves in national power. Today, we insert ourselves into visa queues, banger tweets, and vibes. Y'all ask, what have you done? I've used my voice. I speak, I show up, I don't stay silent. This tweet was never about me. It's about a whole generation that's too scared to sacrifice comfort for country."
This post comes a few days after she seemingly put politicians in her home state of Rivers on notice. It appears she may quietly be laying the groundwork to enter the political game, and she's not holding back. Frustrated by what she sees as stagnation in Rivers, she's tired of watching talent go unrecognized and progress stall while other states like Lagos and Abuja move forward. In a TV interview earlier this week, she said, and I quote, "When I look at other states like Abuja and Lagos and I see how far they've come and with the potential Rivers State has, they're not trying to exploit it. It's just very disappointing because there are so many youths, so many talents there, so many things that if the government could shed light on it, a lot can happen. It is something I'm working on. I'll have to make it 70% done before I can talk about it because it does not make sense granting interviews like this, talking about the government without being involved," end quote. She concluded by saying that young people need to become more involved in politics if they want to see real change. He's been fire for fire on Tasha's timeline since she posted this, the first one that Blessings referenced on X. Let's see if we can get some reactions, and then we will talk about it. How can you be against Japa and you're tweeting from abroad? How can you call people dumb and you're using is in place of are? Lastly, what have you done exactly to aid this fight that you want us to fight? I don't agree. Our generation isn't dumb or cowardly. We're just fighting in a different way. The older ones use guns, but that didn't fix Nigeria. We've protested, and SARS used tech, built businesses, and spoken up. People jackpot because the country keeps failing them. That's not weakness, it's survival. We haven't buried the next generation. Many of us are still here, trying to make things better. Oh, please, spare us the motivational funeral speech. You're here calling an entire generation cowardly, but what exactly have you done yourself besides tweeting, or are you not part of this generation? You they talk like you're Buhari's roommates during the coup. Why you can't even fight NEPA for giving you large estimated billing, but you're here forming revolutionary ancestor. Buhari in his 20s joined the coup, you Nko, yet you think insulting others makes you a hero. You are part of the same generation you're bashing, and if we're buried the future, congratulations, you're one of the grave diggers. Fix yourself first before throwing stones at anyone else." Nigerians, always looking for who or what to blame. Someone is telling you guys the stone cold truth, but rather than take the message, you're attacking the messenger. She can easily live out the rest of her days abroad and never even remember Nigeria exists. But 90% of y'all in these comments will live out the rest of your miserable lives and die victims of Nigeria. Hey, Jesus. I've always said messed with the wrong generation was actually said by the wrong generation, as in the generation wrong. Cowards, living on cruise, vibes, shalaye, tomorrow go better, and inshallah. Don't at me. Don't ask me what I've done. I already told you we're all cowards. Final one here. I agree. Bunch of cowards. After the NSARS protest, we were looking for people to come and testify at the court, and they all shied away. They refused to come and speak up and stand as witnesses because they said the government will go after them. And then they have the guts to gaslight those that had the courage to. I have said this before. Nigerian youths are cowards. They rather stay on Twitter to shout morning till night and judge others than come out themselves.
Wow. Thank you, T, for going
guns
through
fired.
all of the reactions.
That big gun.
But
Bazooka.
let's be honest.
There's
the
a lot.
English was correct, right? Generation is. For the person who was bashing her, it was correct because she was
It's a
addressing
collective
the generation.
term. It's a singular collective
noun. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
And then to the matter,
At hand.
everybody in the comment section, I like what the guy said. Don't ask me what I've done. I've already said we are all cowards. But you, that is, because I think that another weapon that has been used against Nigerians is, you know, that act of blame gaming.
Yeah.
You just come out one day and say, oh, Nigerians are not doing anything. You, what have you done? You say you have spoken up. I did not hear. You say you did not keep quiet. Nobody heard you. Do you understand? And if you're using that as a metrics, who is not talking?
Yeah.
We're all speaking every day. If it's in comment sections, if it's against the government, we're all speaking. But we're talking about actions, you know.
And actions
you
should
have to
speak
show
louder than
workings,
words,
right? So
yeah.
this is not me saying, you know, she was wrong. Yes, I mean, the generations before us, they came out, they protested, you know, those are the people now that are in governance, and you're seeing that the young people then have become the tyrants now that are oppressing the younger people. So I don't think that the fact that they fought back then makes them any better than us. I mean, if you look at the vices against the young people, again, this is not me saying that they are right in not taking action, but look at the vices against younger people. You speak, somebody will openly threaten to make you disappear and nothing will happen. If you go through that all the time, there's only so much that you can take as a young person. And blame gaming is not going to help anything. What do you think that we should do as Nigerians? It's not just about individually screaming and shouting. What can we come together and collectively do? Until we all take actions, nobody's doing anything. So stop
Let me just tell you that nobody, not all of us will come together and take action. It just doesn't work that way. We as a country, we have struggled to find people, to find that coming together. Africa is struggling with coming together. We had Kathleen speaking about social justice. I mean, in Cameroon, Bobia is going for his 8th term. Come together as Africans, we cannot not talk of Niger. So I don't think that we are ready to even come together. It's sad and it's interesting. Everything now cruise for us. You know? I agree with what Tatcha is saying 100%. That's why I didn't even stress myself. When Tolu was going through the reactions, I was just shaking my head. That guy said, we have said it. Don't ask me because I said we are all cowards. But we don't like stone cold truths served and delivered to us as a people.
My issue is, I mean, okay, fine, it's the truth, right? But you calling out other young people, it's not going to solve anything.
Me, I actually think that we are the weapon fashioned against ourselves. You see, young people, I don't know what's way forward. Honestly, I wouldn't know. If anybody is to tell me that this is the way that we're going to go forward with, I do not have an idea. We're looking at the politicians of old who were once young, who were the activists of their time. But when time came for them to take power, we saw what they evolved into.
Yes.
So imagine these young ones who are speaking seemingly boldly now. By the time they take the helms of affairs, I wonder what Nigeria will become under them. And I'm like, okay, what are we now fighting for? We have a lot of problems that is so, half of the time, we can't even look ourselves in the mirror and be able to acknowledge that this is how I look like, truly. Yeah. Even the young people that are clamoring, it's not like I'm not saying there are no truths to what Tatcha is saying, but I always say that everybody has their own personal truths. And the most important is that, why I commend that, is that you're able to stand by what you say, I said what I said. And this is what I consider my own truth.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you don't. Now, everybody wants to be the one to have the worst, the most sarcastic comeback,
Response.
clap back. It's not like they are looking at the issues.
That's why the guy said on one of the responses
that we're all cowards.
Yeah, and that we stay on Twitter shouting from morning to night. That's what we do.
Everybody wants to be the first person to say to clap back the vilest. And I'm wondering that, so if these people become leaders, your generation, what do you think is the future of Nigeria coming? I don't know. Because every change that we are asking for, it starts with you as an individual.
That's what I'm saying. And we are not, this direction that Tatcha is calling for, I don't know what his
opinions are.
So, no, I understand what
the Coco generation is not the generation we're talking about.
So I understand what you're saying. But my thing is, the direction she's going seems a lot like self-righteousness to me. Because you're saying things like, oh, I've spoken up, I've done this, I'm also working on a project that I'm not willing to share yet when the time comes. We're not personalizing our, if we're to have a better Nigeria, we're not personalizing individual efforts. What are you doing, contributing towards the freedom of Nigerians?
Have you heard Nigerians talk together? Have you heard Nigerians talk together?
This country, how can we even say we want to come together?
That's what I'm saying.
We're looking at countries like Kenya that they even speak one language. Some of African countries that, not somewhere like Cameroon that we have Anglophone, we have saxophone. I mean, it's
Francophone.
Francophone and Anglophone.
We're talking about Nigeria that is multi-cultural.
But there should be, even if you don't speak the same language,
something should bring us together.
Corruption is one language. A lack of access to resources or to education and health is one language. We don't need to speak the same language to recognize.
But the thing is that everybody that is talking, everybody is talking from a personal point of view.
Exactly.
We don't have a point of view that is national.
And that's what
if you are looking at this now, by the time in a few weeks, you'll be surprised that she says she has started an NGO that will do this and do that. And at the end of the day, you're like,
we have sat here and we have asked, what does it take for people to come together? Everybody hears Peter's voice. Peter is loud on the streets of social media.
Exactly.
And everyone say, oh, well done, I wish I have you. Okay, you're doing well, you're doing well. But it just takes one thing that will make people that have been saying well done just fall down like a pack of dominoes.
So I think there are two sides to this, because somebody, you mentioned, okay, we might hear her say she starts an NGO supported by the government. We can't, it feels like we only want people to fit one mode of activist, one mode of speaking up.
Yes.
There was another comment, and I'm happy you didn't take it, but I'm going to reference it. Somebody said, is it not true that's posting bikini pictures? What does posting a bikini picture have to do with speaking up about Nigeria? Yeah. So you're saying that because of what she wears, or because she decides to post a bikini picture on a beach or wherever it is, that it doesn't entail her the right to speak up about Nigeria. I have issues with tone, but I have a general understanding of what she's trying to say. I do not believe that this generation is the most cowardly generation. I don't believe it's also the dumbest generation. I think every generation fights different battles. But unfortunately, every generation in Nigeria, almost since independence, has one or two battles that are the same. When other countries and their generations are looking at AI and fighting different battles, our battle has followed us from generation to generation to this Gen Millennial and what are they? Gen X, Gen Z, and Gen and Millennial, and now even Alpha. I get what she's saying. Maybe I'm one of those people who's always very careful about tone. I don't necessarily like the tone. But at the end of the day, what are we going to do? What is the way forward? There's no way forward.
Have you not heard what you said? You go somewhere. They don't take you seriously.
No, I get.
When you change that tone or you go somewhere and you're speaking English,
your tone only makes them more defensive, because you are calling out the youth of Nigeria. You are in Nigeria. You are a Nigerian speaking from the diaspora.
Whether you're speaking normally or you're not speaking,
I know she spent some time outside the country, but she's been back. Yeah, she's back. Just because. So why is it a problem if a Nigerian in diaspora speaks about Nigerian issues?
What I am saying is,
what is the issue?
Look at, for example, we saw Aisha Yesufu, we saw Mama Pio, I can't remember her name. I'm not saying that that is a national issue. I mean, it is a national issue, the issue of Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan and all of that. They, instead of staying online and blaming the young generation for not doing anything, they followed her to the National Assembly. Would I say that that will solve Nigerians' problem? No. But the next time they want to go there, don't you think that some youth who saw that the first time might just be ginger to
give her a break? As far as I'm concerned, she's making some assertions. So when there's always a time that whatever you say, you now have to put something behind it. Behind
so
what
till
you say.
then, we will believe you by
what
then.
She does. Start a protest.
Me?
Go to National Assembly. Say for 1 week you're not going to dress fine. No. You'll be sitting here. Let's see if Natasha will not follow you.
No, so what I'm saying, so what I'm trying to say is, I mean, looking at those two scenarios, comparing that, I'm not expecting you, if you really want a change, don't sit down and insult the rest of us. I mean, what's the difference between you and Desmond Elliott or Buhari that called us lazy?
Come on to come out and protest. Come on to come out and protest. Everybody say, me, because I don't want problem, I don't want, because
so insulting them the solution?
No, blessings.
She's calling out a problem, people. And I'll give it to Tasha. She has spoken on many issues. She has used her platform in different ways. Spoken out on many issues. At least she's speaking. And the other part of it is, again, I'll say it, Nigerians want you to speak the way that they want you to speak.
They have a certain
They want to put you in a box.
How you should be, how you should appear to them, how you should speak to them. But like I say, you go somewhere, you're speaking Queen's English. Nobody takes you seriously until you break bottle and open your eyes wide and enter pidgin. Then you see everybody sit up.
Sit up.
So that is what, you see the language that touches you. She has...
At least she got your attention.
No, for me, it's not even, for me, it's not her tone or her language. It's given self-righteousness. Because like it or not, she insulted Nigerians.
Everybody,
Exactly, so she's no different from a politician.
Politicians have insulted our intelligence.
You cannot...
Everyone has insulted Nigerians. Nigerians have insulted Nigerians
by What's the difference between her and Kemi? So that's what I'm saying. You cannot call for change by doing the same thing everybody else has been doing before now.
What if that is the same thing? What if that is the thing that's going to get your attention?
Exactly, and it has gotten attention.
Yes, it has gotten people to call her self-righteous and insult her.
If she had sugarcoated it or used Barbie language, maybe nobody would have even taken her. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to implore you that it is high time that you have a forward movement towards the government house for us to have,
No, but the thing is, just don't single yourself out. Yes, you've spoken. Yes, you've used your voice. But now is not the time to come and start saying, oh, I've done this. What have you done?
Oh,
that's just what I'm saying.
But people are doing that to her. So what is she supposed to do? Why is it okay for them to do, but it's not okay for her to do?
Because she started, it's her initiative to come out and call Nigerians. So I would also say, okay, I've done this. What have you done?
And I love it, because in that, Nigerians, we are so wired warpedly. Because in all of that, Nigerians are still following her. Nigerians are still sliding into her DM to speak to her, to congratulate her. Nigerians, we are two-faced. That's how we are. We are wired that we speak from both sides.
Nigerians wait until one side win and everybody follows the winning side. Everybody just stays inside their mother's house, under their mother's wrapper, and be peeping out and say, who won? They say, Tinubu must win.
It's just how...
That's our style. And the youth are on.
But one thing I will say, and I think is part of what Blessings is also saying, is there has to be a recognition of the why. I think her statements or her post doesn't speak to the why of how it seems this generation is choosing Japa.
The ones that have spoken and explained the why. Nigerians will tell you, please summarize what you're saying.
They have seen their friends, their family members, their loved ones either lose their lives because Nigeria has happened to them, or they've lost opportunities, or they've seen themselves not grow, graduating and after 10 years, no job. Let's not forget the why. So the why can hold people prisoner. It can be difficult. EndSARS was supposed to be probably a watershed moment in Nigerian history. We're going to almost 5 years of EndSARS, and yet almost every week you can count a story on social media about the police misbehaving against young Nigerians. Let's not forget the why.
Okay, let's go on a break, see.
That's one of the
It's your village people. It's your village people. We're going to go on a quick timeout. When we come back, our conversations continue. The National Assembly, particularly the Green Chamber House of Representatives, says they want to do something for all of us. What's that? Ban political office holders and civil servants from traveling out of the country for health care and education, as well as their immediate family. But is that really for us? And is
that the first time?
Let's just go on the break. It's okay.
Welcome back to the show. You're still watching Jasiri. Let's get into our hot topics. At a time when trust in public institutions and public officials is wearing thin, a new bill is making waves in Nigeria's National Assembly. The House of Representatives has passed for the first reading a bill seeking to prohibit public and civil servants, including their immediate families, from patronizing private schools and healthcare facilities in Nigeria. This bill was introduced by Honorable Amobi Oga, representing Isukwato Umuneochi in Abia State. The bill aims to rebuild confidence in Nigeria's public systems and eliminate the conflict of interest many believe has crippled them. During a press conference, Oga said that if public servants must rely on the same hospitals and schools as every Nigerian, they'll be more invested in fixing them. Oga cited striking statistics to support the bill, saying that despite 1.336 trillion allocation to the healthcare in 2024 national budget, Nigerians will spend over $1 billion each year on medical treatment abroad.
He added that during the 8-year administration of late President Muhammadu Buhari, at least $29.29 billion was spent on foreign healthcare alone. In just the first quarter of 2024, Nigerians spent $38.17 million on overseas education, with total spending in 2023, we're going back, just giving you a picture, reaching $218.87 million. Now, referencing Nigeria's founding fathers, he said that today's leaders must lead by example and not from the sidelines. According to Oga, quote, the penchant for patronizing private educational institutions and healthcare services was alien to our Democrats of old. Today, it has become an unwholesome trend of public and civil servants to seek private educational institutions and medical care for themselves and their family members to the detriment of our country, end quote. Supporters call it visionary. Critics say it's unrealistic. But one thing's clear, it's sparking the kind of national conversation we can't afford to ignore. I'm so afraid of Lolo right now. But let's quickly take some reactions before we get into the conversations here on the table. Good. I hope they're not excluding themselves. Sending their own kids to foreign schools and hospitals should be a heavy crime too. Why are your bills always against others but never against you people? You don't use government hospitals. Your children don't attend government schools, but you want others to do it. How about you lead by example? Charity begins at home. Let them start. Let them lead by example before civil servants. By way, 85% of civil servants' children are in public schools. The best form of law is no law. If you invest heavily in public schools and hospitals while maintaining a low-cost approach to school fees and medical charges, both public servants and private servants will use public schools and public hospitals. Our leaders need to get to a point where they pull people into doing things, not always pushing them with forceful laws. More influence, less force. Brilliant. I'm okay if the senior civil servants, the president and his vice, the senators, House of Representative members, governors and their deputies, and all the LGA chairmen can utilize public schools and government-owned hospitals. Otiko, everybody. Is there any more for us? Let's take this last one. We all know they will only go for the low-hanging fruits. They'll never pass the bill that will bar them and every other elected officer from accessing foreign medical care or their kids from going to private or foreign schools.
Are we done?
We were done. We're done.
You know, Nigeria is like, sometimes we remind, I look at Nigeria like...
Why are you stumbling?
Like we're ram, and we know how to
Be led to the slaughter.
regurgitate something, then eat it back.
Oh, it's cows.
Only
Okay, this
cows.
yes, yes.
That's rumination.
Yeah.
That's what we
happens to
do.
me, though.
This is not the first time I'm hearing
like that now.
It's
Well, that's
bovine.
why-
It's animals of the bovine.
Sometimes.
No,
Oh my
there's
God,
some-
then you eat it back.
I don't chew it back.
Can we please focus?
yes.
Are you a bovine?
Yes, please, let's focus.
But it just feels as if we're eating back our vomit half of the time. This is not the first time I'm hearing this laudable, this most novel, noble law.
not. We hear it almost every single National Assembly.
Every time. And I will tell you what they will say. They will say that they can do anything they like with their own private funds, as long as they are not using the country's funds. So they will say that if it's in my private capacity and I can afford it,
Then
I can do anything I like with my children, just like any private citizen can decide to send their children abroad on your bill. They will tell you that they reserve that right too. But unfortunately, we know that their private money, it's really not their private money. If we have seen some allegation against a governor, an ex-governor of this country, who paid the school fees of his children up to the finish.
In advance.
In advance. And you're wondering that, are we really human? So I can already predict that this is dead on arrival. You don't need to, the same argument and the same answers that they gave in the ancient times, in the times when we were cavemen, are the same answers they will give now. So I'm wondering why Nigerians always think that because somebody proposed it, he's novel, he's unique. It's not. It's something, in fact, the Bible instigators say, please put that bill again, so that people will know that we're at least considering it. It was up for discussion.
Who are we deceiving?
How many of them can put their own lives in the hospitals in their local government? Have you not seen sometimes that when they even open some of these hospitals, you will see the outside, then they will do up one room in an entire facility. And half of the people will see no other places because there's no other thing there. The machine that they put in that place will never work. And you're not telling them that they should come and put their lives in the healthcare system that they know that they have not put any investment. Look at how dilapidated our public hospitals are. Look at Lutz. Look at the one in Ibadan. Look at the one in Port Harcourt. People are dying every day. Not even for lack of doctors, which is another problem. Infrastructure, lights, things that we don't even need any special thing to do. As long as there's light, at least people can have babies. They can put on light.
There was a story recently.
Yes, where they are using candles to deliver babies.
In Badagry. And now, the hospital is being overrun by snakes.
By snakes, because, of course, no maintenance, no budget, no nothing. And you think that these senators in their agbadas in Abuja, they are just saying things to make you feel that they are working. This is not a Nobel law. This is something regurgitated. We have always had it. In fact, after he's proposed it, in the next election cycle, they will still propose it.
What was Bessie saying during the break?
I was saying, the way they do it is, right? So when you come into power, you can't say it because your children are in school abroad.
Yes.
Then when they now finish, I mean, look at we saw some pictures were trending recently now of all the graduations. Let's not mention names, but we all know them. All the graduations. Then when they now graduate, you now remember, oh yes, this bill, let's pass it. Then when you pass it, they are now in process of putting it into law. The next batch comes and no, my children are there or they're just starting. Let's wait. So that's why you see us regurgitating, and it's just so sad, honestly. We're deceiving ourselves.
You blame Tatcha for coming out and regurgitating what she's saying or speaking.
Even the speech that Tatcha put out, if you put it on Google, you will know somebody has
They've said it before.
Very close.
Because the problem has not changed.
It has not changed. There's nothing
Our situation has not changed.
There's nothing new in Nigeria. I've not had light in my own estate now for almost a month.
This would be fantastic.
Ordinarily.
Nigeria
is not an ordinary situation.
In an ideal, please put the utopian, you know that utopia. That is not something that exists on this earth. It's just an ideal in our head.
Are they not tired? Okay, no one says that don't enjoy the perks that come with your office, but at least do something.
The solution to this
instead of doing that, they would rather close the chambers so that somebody will not enter.
Somebody said
somebody that has a court judgment will not enter. They would rather lock the place.
By perks.
Even
if you're in an establishment, public, private. It depends on the office you occupy. There are some I don't know.
No, that's what I'm saying. That somebody, I don't know if it was Peter who said it. That the only way to drive change is when someone is coming into office, let there be no perks, so you know that it's volunteer work. Let's see if people will keep fighting to get into office.
Yeah, that this is like your CSR to your company. We don't pay you any salary. You don't get any perks.
I saw a video. The former Prime Minister of the UK.
Rishi Sunak.
No, the former
something. I can't remember. Tony Blair.
Is it Blair?
Yeah,
what did he do?
I can't remember.
I saw a video. They said they saw his car, like he drove past like a normal civilian, as though he had never been in power before. And I'm like, that can never be Nigeria.
They will see how their convoy 20 years after they have served.
Boris Johnson, thank you. They said that can never be Nigeria.
So the thing is, it's not that never, but in this current situation, it cannot be Nigeria.
No,
right
T,
now.
It has not been Nigeria.
It has never been. It was Nigeria before.
When?
No, before democracy and shortly after democracy.
Before
so
democracy.
there was a time. That's why he referenced our founding fathers, the founding fathers of
like Azikiwe time. Is that founding father? That founding father?
Make me think of
Albert Macaulay.
Renaissance time.
Honestly, Arise is history student. She regales me with all those past things. She said, "Mommy, no." That was in 1960. Before Nigeria amalgamation, the state that saying.
So what I'm trying to say is it has happened, but The time between when it happened and now is far between. And the time between now and when it will likely happen again is also far between. It's going to take a lot of things to change. Even though I'm the one who brought the story forward, I believe this story is just a waste of time.
Exactly.
And I think more importantly for me, we need them to recognize that we know what you're doing.
Exactly.
This is a distraction. We know what you're doing. We know that you're just trying to guard. It's the word.
And you stand there with
same House of Representatives people that you take it for. This thing will not pass. They might pass it up to committee. Then they say they want to do open hearing. It's a waste of time.
But they have to account for their time in the house.
That's what I'm saying. It's just a distraction.
But their senior chambers, those ones are really working actively, locking doors so that they will not go through. That's serious work.
Today, the Nigerian Medical Association was meant to go on strike. They've given the federal government to Saturday to iron out the issues of no pay, lack of favorable pay, and all of that. We just spoke about the hospital in Badagry where they're giving birth to children using candlelight. And snakes apparently have taken over it's not funny. Snakes have taken over the compound. When you think about this, and the reference I also want to make is that let's even say you ban the travel abroad. Have you guys seen the most expensive secondary school in Nigeria? So even if you say, let's even say an aspect of
whose children are there?
Even if you say you ban the travel abroad for access to these things, can you
Abroad will come to them.
Abroad has come in. It's coming. Why? Yeah. They spoke to, I think, the proprietor or somebody involved in that school and said they noticed the amount of Nigerians who are applying to send their children to schools there. And they said, you know, with this dollar issue, the way climate and everything is, they said, why not come
Let's bring it to
Nigeria?
you.
So we're not just talking about education. There are state-of-the-art healthcare centers in Nigeria. There are 99% of us.
I thought I sent you something that
it's not just about traveling out. As long as the access to those kind of services remain, even inside the country, nothing will change.
You know, somebody actually sent me something that I wanted to send to you that they said, I think in Port Harcourt, they said they are, I will send it to you immediately after the show, that they have premium, like a premium pull-out in the hospital, a government hospital. They have a premium pull-out.
I'm not surprised.
I will send you the link. So that means if you want premium, you can get it as long as you can pay
you know
for
what
it.
this is even sounding like? I mean, nothing in that bill that is being passed stops them from importing Westerners to come and build. Importing infrastructure. The next thing now you see, 2027 bill, say health facility, this one, that one, that the common man will never be able to smell. It's so, like, I cannot even...
But Tolu,
it's
please,
so disgusting
before the next election, honestly, I want us to do something, maybe as a news station, I want us to compare manifestos. For the past couple of years,
just build it.
Let us see whether manifestos have really changed. Because I found out that every year they promise the same thing.
Or they just evolve.
In fact, the words don't even change. I will give you good road. I will give you better health care. I will give you water and health care.
So I don't think manifestos evolve because the problems of the first set of manifestos have not been solved. So from election cycle to election cycle, we're still seeing local government chairmen, people going to the State House of Assembly, people running for governor, people running for National Assembly, and people running for president, promising the same things. Access to healthcare, better security, better education.
No, they change.
It hasn't changed.
It doesn't change. And that's for us to know that as a people, we have not made progress.
When was the last time anybody got water from the water corporation or the water board in Lagos? There was a story that we covered here that I can't remember what state it is. I'll look for it. It's where they've just had water flowing from the water. I'm calling it water board, which is the old time clinic. They just have water flowing from the water board after like over 20 years.
The water that was flowing
over
from
20 years. I'm going to look for it and find it before we finish this show, and I'll name the state and the local government. We covered it in a package for the first time in how many years? So of course they're going to campaign on water. They're going to campaign on electricity.
And the women in that community, I'm sure if we take that story, they would have given them a shreddy to come and gather around that one borehole. One. To come and sing and dance and praise Almighty God for this great monumental act of one borehole in a community after 20 years.
No,
we're supposed to go on. Are we still going on break?
No.
Nigeria should give us a break.
It can be so annoying, the things that they make us feel. We should be so glad and clap for. It's nothing to clap for. It's not even newsworthy.
It's newsworthy because we need to call them out, because we need them to know that we know what you're doing.
We know what you're doing.
Yes. We know that you know that
you cannot use cloth to cover our eyes.
That's not working.
With
that time has passed.
Yeah,
This is a new era. Nah, man.
What is joking? What is Hunger don't open our eye, we dey see.
All right, this is Jasiri, guys. Thank you for staying with us so far. The best is yet to come. Ahead, stay with us. We'll take a short break. Jasiri will be right back.
All right, you're still live with us on Jasiri, but we had to take a break. We still have more tea to spill, but we had to give the ladies some time to sip their own cup of tea and calm down, especially Lolo. Now, I saw a video online from content creator Maraji, who's been a guest on Jasiri when we celebrated our 1-year anniversary. She was sharing that she had something called pregnancy rhinitis. I've never heard of it. And being the only one here who hasn't had a child yet, at least not through biological birth, you know, I wanted to know if you ladies had ever heard of that, and if you know what it means, or at least if you knew what it meant before now. Rhinitis.
Well, there's so many symptoms. Every pregnancy.
The answer is, have you heard of a pregnancy rhinitis? Yes or no?
I still agree.
Name-wise.
Have you heard of So as much as I read, I've never, until this morning, heard of pregnancy. I went to research it, rhinitis. I know itis has something to do with ENT, all this, your ears,
I think it's just like constant cold and nose never stopping to run.
Okay,
I think that's
we'll get to that. Now, a lot of people are just getting to know about yet another side effect or complication of pregnancy from Maraji's video. Let's see what she had to say about it.
Hearing when I was pregnant with my second child, and in my head I thought, that's the worst that can happen. You know, what more? What more is there? Recently, I posted a video on YouTube, and I was talking about how, you know, I've had catarrh for the longest time. It's very severe, and so if my voice is weird, they should please, you know, just understand. Somebody in the comments was like, Maraji, do you think you have pregnancy rhinitis? I wait first. I say, which one be pregnancy rhinitis? I had to go and do my research. Guess what? Lo and behold, I do have pregnancy rhinitis. Guys, let me tell you something. It is the... What you be hearing? What I want is I do? Girl, what him now they talk? What's it for? I can't breathe. I'm not able to breathe. Yesterday night, I cry now. I dey cry. I no fit sleep. Why? I no fit breathe. I no fit breathe. My nostrils are blocked. I was telling my husband, see, I don't know, say na pregnancy, but I know. My third child. I never experienced that before. This is my first time. I was telling my husband that, baby, I've lost my sense of smell. I can't smell anything. Food go dey burn. What the one that says that coronavirus I get, I'm waiting on the app. I can't lose my, even the time when corona days, if I don't get corona, I never experienced that before for my life. So what's going to happen? Pregnancy rhinitis. Hey God, I beg. One doctor, I remember I saw a doctor on TikTok. We can tell say, oh, it has not been well researched. They are still researching. Hey God. 2025, and I never researched and finished. Yesterday night, sleep they catch me. I don't feel sleep. I don't feel sleep because my nose don't block. I'm not saying one nose, or my whole nostril, everything is gone. Now mouth that I used to breathe now. God.
It's not funny. It's not funny. So let me give you the clinical definition. Pregnancy rhinitis is a stuffy or blocked nose that occurs during pregnancy, unrelated to allergies or colds, and can also include a runny nose, sneezing, and nasal swelling. It is thought to be caused by hormonal changes and increased blood volume associated with pregnancy, which can lead to inflammation and swelling of the nasal passages. And wow, you can get it from the beginning. Yeah. Symptoms typically resolve within 2 weeks after delivery.
Wow.
Quoi?
Yeah.
All through, if you get it from the beginning, you're going to hold it till the end.
No.
And as she said, coronavirus, that's how I really related to it, because when I suspected, they said I didn't have, but I suspected I had. When I suspected I had COVID-19, that lack of smell and the inability to taste, but it was even if you listen to her and you know her voice,
you know
it's nasal. It sounds very nasal.
So it's a be hearing.
So she lost hearing with the second baby. This one is now taste and ability to breathe.
Honestly, they need to give mothers flowers because I have seen
Don't be asking what anybody brings to the table.
Child, there are so many things that women go through that might not be common to everyone. I've seen somebody that her pregnancy comes with extreme eczema. As in her body will be scabbing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen someone that had a stroke from having a baby.
Yes.
I've seen like
Madness.
I've had, you know, these tiny keloids have come out. That one is good, like maybe post.
No, not post.
It's
during. Not post. During.
I'm talking about madness, so.
Yeah,
Like you get into mental instability. Yes.
Yeah. So honestly, that you have a stress-free pregnancy
is a blessing.
Really blessed.
How did our parents do it then? Because it seemed like, from our perspective, you know, I grew up among, my grandmother was there.
Sorry, Dr. Pekin, no trials.
No. But in all honesty, they didn't
make it seem like it was anything.
Our mothers were born into suffering.
Yes.
Don't you get?
The possibilities
at that time,
they happen.
A woman's individuality is never seen. You are just, they expect that this is your duty. Do it with dignity. So no matter what you are going through, they expect you to suck it in and just deal with it.
And the dignity was in silence.
Of course, you're not supposed to talk about it.
So why do you think that throughout the years it's always been don't talk to younger women about pregnancy and childbirth? So it's almost like a code of silence for women because if you share, as we're sharing a lot of this, some people are like, nope, me lie,
yeah.
It cannot be me. So she was talking about mental instability. I was looking at one of the comments here. The woman said that her sister has been mentally unstable since she had her
saying it because her family member is still in the
went
village.
into her brain.
She doesn't even know me. She can't recognize me.
Since when? From Bele?
Since she gave birth.
Jesus Christ.
It's just now that she's beginning to recognize her mom. She's been in the village.
So there's amnesia. You can get a form of amnesia.
Yeah.
You can have a stroke.
You can even lose your
hearing.
Please.
What about the women whose teeth fall out?
Wait,
during pregnancy.
Just indulge us, I beg. Please, any of you go through any of these? Please, just try and remember.
I don't think my pregnancy is always without incident. The only thing is I'm slower when I'm pregnant, and I don't understand fashion.
You just wear anything for comfort.
Yes, I wear anything for comfort. You can actually see me, I might dress like a mad woman because it looks nice to me. But I would be mismatching a lot of things. If it's about hormonal things, I didn't even have so much food cravings. I had specific food craving for one child. Yeah. And that was when agoy beans. I ate agoy beans from beginning till end of having that baby.
And then after you had the baby, could you look at agoy beans for a while?
No.
That happens
Then
too.
another one, it was noodles. I ate noodles, so it's as if any other food does not work for me. And I don't taste when I'm pregnant. Okay. I don't taste throughout. I just know I'm eating. So one of the things that happens when I have a baby is they bring me just soup. I just drink red stew. And my whole life will come back like, thank God, I can taste again.
It was, honestly...
You know, your doctor.
No, so she's feeling so, and I understand immune. Because I had no symptoms. So you guys know I didn't pop until I was probably like 7 months.
Oh, wow.
I didn't pop at all. So a lot of people were passing me, did not even know I was 6 months plus. I didn't pop. So my own was noodles. I remember leaving the station and I'll come up to me, and I don't eat pepper like that. I say, Atarodo, you just put on the, I'm coming, I'm driving, I'm shaking because I can't wait to eat. Then I go and I sleep. I was sleeping. Then my husband enjoyed the plus side of the benefits on the other side. That one, why? But man, what I dislike a lot of times in this conversation is how men and some women, not even some women, a lot of women are dismissive. Because it didn't happen to you, you make it seem like the women who are experiencing certain things are either overly dramatic, or they're not strong, or they're not their mothers. It is different for every woman. And I keep emphasizing, what do you about call it? A woman. The danger of having a child. That's because they will tell you that is the most critical time in a woman's life when you are in the midst
they'll say
of
it's life and death.
Life and death.
Me, I don't even care about what is the hormonal changes.
People have grown hair.
How our bodies change.
People have
hormonally.
lost hair
to be able to
doesn't ever grow back.
accommodate.
Okay, I have increased shoe size.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
And so I think the sad part is many people make it seem like, oh, it's only on rare cases that these things happen. What you don't understand is you are the rare case. You who don't have symptoms. Because there are thousands of women who go through these extreme symptoms like all the time. Like, I've seen stories. I saw one recently, really sad. I've been seeing it pop up on my TikTok. A very young girl, I think at 25, she got married, her first child, got pregnant, really pretty. And then before you know, she started swelling, like the normal swelling, her nose was swelling and all of that. She kept swelling till she died with the baby.
Wow.
I had never seen that before.
I think I saw
when she
that
died,
too.
she couldn't even like.
Why would they wait
on
so
bed?
long? What happened?
That means they didn't check what was going on. She might have had a kidney issue.
It could be kidney, it could be liver, it could be hypertension.
More than 5 times the size. The first time I saw it, I cried. I'm like, what is this?
So you talk about that. So Catherine mentioned shoe size. Some women, their shoe size doesn't ever go back.
Yeah,
so their nose doesn't ever go back. They lose hair. Their hair doesn't ever go back. Their voices change.
It doesn't really come
back. Even so, and science will tell you there's nothing like mommy brain. It's a lie.
It's a lie.
I feel like back pain. I've never gotten rid of it since. If you know how your body,
back pain.
how a woman's body and organs will move to accommodate
the child.
That's why you see so many pregnant women doing like this. And sometimes you don't ever get that back. And again, I go back. This is life or death. If a woman is willing to marry you and bear your children, there should never be a thought of what do you bring to the table. That should never be part of the conversation. She's literally bringing her life to the table, time and time and time again for however many kids. And the fact that there's so many, can we talk about post-childbirth? Crack, when I had cracked nipples, the metastasis blocked milk duct. I don't wish it on my worst
headache
enemy.
As in my son.
I don't wish it on my worst enemy.
When my son used to breastfeed, I had cracked nipples, the worst kind. As in my breast would be bleeding into the milk. As he's even sucking. I will rub Vaseline on this one to ease. So I will not feed him on this one for hours. So that when he puts his mouth on this one, your whole
and they just drag it. Babies.
Baby, what is that? And my mother will say,
yes, that is the child. Is the process to bear it. Yes, it's the process of the child sucking that will heal it.
And it's now that you guys even have advanced things. You now have a lot of poultices and things you can rub to help your cracked nipple. Are we even talking about the changes your body goes through before your belly? All these mommy bellies, that pouches we all carry. Some of our bellies don't snap back.
Something the one where your stomach, not even that one, the one where your stomach muscles separate and they never come back.
That's the one that they develop hernia. Yes. They call it diastolic kidney.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
I didn't even know. Tolu, I just researched it. In fact, I just researched it the last 2 weeks. There's a woman online who has been public about her story.
Yes, she went to do surgery, I think.
Woman that she did the surgery.
Yes, she went to do the surgery.
A lot of people didn't understand. There's a bigger woman that dances. Mommy something. She's a dancer. Yeah. She has the hernia too. I just wondered why is her belly just swollen?
I thought she was pregnant.
No, she's not.
It's the side effects of being pregnant and giving birth.
It's as if the muscles of your stomach separate.
Yeah.
Honestly, every woman, our flowers should be on a weekly, daily basis.
Yes.
The fact that, and not to talk of the fact that a lot of us have to bear this thing
by ourselves.
It is not that we are more public about talking about things that...
Well, let me tell you, some people don't like the fact that we're public. Some people don't like the fact that women are taking space to have these conversations. Because, again, they believe you're scaring the next generation. The next generation tells you you're empowering them to make the best decision possible for them. At the end of the day, it is not anything to be entered lightly. The person you get pregnant for should be worth the journey of life and death you're about to take. And if you're a man and your wife is having it, don't compare her to anybody else. Remember that trend where women were saying, this was me before pregnancy, I thought I was going to rock pregnancy. Even me, when I look at someone, I'm like,
Jesus. They move from beauty queens to monsters. And that's how babies will do something.
And that is real. It's a conversation for another day because my last pregnancy showed me shaking.
Wow.
I couldn't recognize myself.
Imagine. And you know, I know someone that always has a lot of water retention.
Yes.
She's my very good friend. She's a size 8. She goes from size 8 to 18 when she's pregnant. She will look like a stuffed pig. But you know the thing that really scares me? By the time we come for her naming,
it has gone.
All the water has drained. She's back to that skinny. If she has not gone back to 8, she's 10.
Almost there. That's a conversation for another day here on Jasiri. Blessings,
It's okay. It's okay. You're proving their point where they say don't talk about it.
But that's a wrap on today's edition of Jasiri. And as the week begins to settle, remember, reflection is fuel. These conversations we have here don't end when the mic goes off. They ripple out into how we lead, into how we live, and how we show up for one another. We'll see you tomorrow. Sorry, B.
No.
No. Don't prove their points. Don't prove their points.
No, it's not